all this is falling on the fact that a couple of guys fail to run their homes well. And that shouldn't affect the whole concept.
So there's some it works for.
Like I said earlier, marriages work for some people and it's bad for some people.
Yeah.
You get me? It's the same thing. It depends on the guy. It depends on the ladies. Like if they are willing to actually compromise, because it's a marriage. You all compromise, meet in the middle, and make sure this thing works. It'll work. But if one wife is selfish, just because one wife is gonna come in and mess up the whole stuff, she's selfish. She's whatever. You get me? It doesn't mean polygamy is terrible. I don't think I'm divided about this.
I don't think.
Hello and welcome to the Relationship Podcast. My name is Epifania Chokotogligui, and today we'll have a very interesting topic for you. But before that, let me remind you that here we look at everything love, whether it's friendship, family, friends, even if it's a situationship, we've got you covered. Don't hide it. I have with me remarkable guests who will come to share, I wouldn't say experiences, but their insights on today's topic. Guess what we're talking about? Something that people shy away so much. The polygamy. Are you up for a polygamous marriage? Let's go to my guest and then you find out.
Hi, my name is Fatima. Am I supposed to answer about polygamy right now?
No, I'm just introducing.
Okay, so my name is Fatima and I am a philanthropist, a data analyst, a fraud analyst, and an entrepreneur.
Okay, and I have a gentleman here.
I am Kobina, a graphic designer, animator, and illustrator.
Okay, and?
Hi, I'm Naili. I'm a credit officer and a philanthropist.
Okay, so you've heard it from them. You know that, they are loaded. They've brought stuff to the table and it's going to be fun. We're just going to try and flow with it. If you have comments, anything, just put it there. And feel free to share your thoughts as well. Now, I'm going to ask them one by one. Umi, would you be interested in a polygamous marriage?
No.
Okay. Hold your reasons first. Kwabena, would you be?
I'm divided.
50-50?
Yeah, 50-50.
Okay. Naili.
Why not?
Okay, so she's up for it. She's a no. He is still confused. Would I go? Would I not go? Maybe not. Depends on which one weighs you, right?
Which one weighs me? Which one
would go more?
Probably not. Plus.
Okay, don't worry. I'll come for you whoever he says. But let's look at the generation of ladies we have today. Would you say that they're more tuned towards polygamous marriages as opposed to our forefathers, our mothers who had,
I think with this generation of women, we know what we want. We know we have options. We know we deserve better. And so we will not stick and stay with a relationship that doesn't feed us. And so me saying that doesn't mean that we are up for it or we are not up for it. So if someone willingly stays in a polygamous marriage, then he or she is probably getting something out of it, and that's why the person is there. Okay. And someone that knows that she doesn't need whatever that marriage is going to give her, she wouldn't stay there really. But then our parents didn't have an option. They didn't have a choice. They didn't know any better, if I should say it that way.
That's true. Okay. Naili, you said you don't mind.
Yeah. I think right now, the ladies we have, I think most of us are looking for a husband who is there, a father who is available. Mm-hmm. So if you have a father or a husband who will be there, and a father who is available, and that person would want to marry someone, I don't think it should be a problem. Plus, I think, society have this hypocrisy, right? Okay. They tell people you can do whatever you want. So if a man is there and he thinks he can afford to marry more than one wife, why not?
Okay, but you said society has this hypocrisy.
Yes.
So hypocrisy in the sense that
as a man or woman, you can do whatever you want. You can climb and achieve whatever you want. If I'm a man and I think I have the money and I can afford to marry more than one wife, or I'm a man and I think I want many kids, you see, and I want to have multiple wives to have those kids with. I mean, why not? So far as I can afford it.
So
It shouldn't be a problem.
So you are from the point that once you can afford it,
Yes.
go for it.
Yes.
Okay. KT. 50-50.
Yeah. In this current day and age, as Fatima said, she made a point that most of the ladies are against it. But in this time, like, I haven't ever seen there are lots of side chicks, and they don't mind. They know what they are. So in a way, that's also polygamy, and more or less they are eating into the narrative, like they are being part of that narrative. But I really don't understand that.
That's
Okay.
not.
I mean,
It's
being
not.
a side chick and
It's
then
not
being a
your
wife.
second wife.
Two different
It's
things.
almost the same
You
thing.
may
not.
have a side
It's
chick
not
who
because I
doesn't
can
mind
easily
being
walk
a
away.
second wife.
No, I can easily walk
You see,
away.
once she's
We're not
okay
married.
with being a
There's no
side
signing.
chick,
She's actually okay
Okay,
with
but
being a
it's not
second
just-
but there are
wife.
She's
two
not.
different
Or a
scenarios.
third wife or a
The
fourth
fact that
wife.
you're
there are
side
two
chick doesn't
different
mean I want to
scenarios.
be your second wife.
There are a lot of side chicks.
But you're enjoying the same
So
kind of
would you-
benefits
would
that
you
comes
not?
with being
Okay, so
married.
in this case,
No,
would
I'm
you
not.
want to be a side chick to a married man?
No. Okay, that no was too quick. It depends on what that man can afford for me.
Okay, so then it's coming from a point of need.
Yes, because I don't see why I'm going to be with a man that I know clearly has a wife, and I know I'm not going to marry a man with a wife. And then I'm still dating you, wasting my time, knowing that nothing is coming out. It's like me fetching water in a basket. I won't do
What
that.
if something is coming out of it?
What's coming out of it? A baby mama situation?
No, you are
I mean, he's
getting
catering for you.
You are getting your ring.
That is exactly
you
what
are
I
in
mean.
there for
Something is
something. You're
coming
in there
out.
for resources.
That is
He's
what I'm
taking care
saying.
of you.
It's a point of need for me, not for marriage. So by the time I'm leaving that relationship, I probably should have a duplex somewhere, a fat bank account, a business I want to start running, because I'm not going to sin. And get nothing from me, and then go to heaven and ask, and God will tell me and say, when you did all of this, what did you get out of it?
Okay, so in
10
this
fingers,
case,
10 toes.
in this case, Umi, in this case now, with what you're saying, it's the same for someone who chooses to marry the person. Because I'm okay, so I'm using your own argument. I'm choosing to marry you because I'm going to get shelter, I'm going to get food, I'm going to get clothes, the children will be catered for, education will be provided. So I'm willing, from a place of need, to accommodate your first wife. That's the same thing.
Yes.
You're saying.
And then I'm going to ask you the same question. So if you're coming from that point of view, and when all of this is being sorted out for you, then what's next for you? Because you know you only married that person for need. And when that need is covered, there's no need for that person anymore. You know that, right?
No, that-
and
you
I'm
know-
okay.
You see, she's okay because
I'm
in
okay.
that
She
space,
is okay.
she has accepted her reality.
That is what you people don't understand, because as we females, we are okay until we are not.
Yeah, but
Because we always want more.
okay,
That is how we were
But
made.
in the
We
same
always
way,
want
in the
more.
same way, you're also going to probably be okay being with somebody's husband, and then he providing the
For short term.
short term. So let's say just you're just leasing him for now. So
Exactly.
he's on a
That's the
lease.
right word.
He's on a lease
Yeah,
now.
and
But
that's
after
something. That is a
him,
selfish
also what
standpoint.
happens?
Also from his
So,
point, okay,
we are
he wants-
selfish
he wants-
beings.
So after him,
exactly,
what
and he wants
happens?
3 wives. You agree to that.
That
You
is
get me?
what,
You are enjoying something.
What
so
am I
why is he
enjoying?
the? Is that
So
what?
what am I enjoying?
You are getting money. You are getting something.
You got a duplex.
You got
For
a
the
fast
short term,
bank
you got that.
account.
Yes.
Are you thinking, you know, if you think about marrying them for a short time, look at what you got.
Yes.
If I marry the person, I might get more
be
than
sorted.
that.
And then I might get
Yeah.
blood pressure. I might get.
I might not get
Who says you
blood
won't
pressure.
get blood pressure being his side chick?
Oh, I wouldn't get.
How sure are you?
Because I have Big Dick Kwame somewhere giving me tonight. So I wouldn't get.
Okay, I get you.
But I know if he hears about this,
He's not gonna have a problem. He has a wife.
your whatever you're enjoying is going to cut from there. Because then
By the time he finds out, I am okay. He can go.
Okay, so then now for now, Umi, let's park your car for now. Let's park.
It's a very big car.
We're not able to maneuver her car in this
It's
way properly,
packed.
so let's park your car for
It's
now.
packed. baby.
So now let's look at it from you're a guy. You said 50-50. There's this thing that I've been wanting to ask. Now, as much as even if you had said no, I'll sort of ask. Now, do you think polygamy is fair to women?
Do I think polygamy is fair to women?
Yep.
This is a very serious question. Very serious question. In hindsight, no, I don't think it's fair to women. But I would say it's an agreement. Like, he's laid down the terms. You know what you're getting into. Polygamy always goes with wealth, abundance of resource. You know you are going to.
Not always.
Those are like the.
Not always. Not always.
It doesn't happen all the time.
Federal prison.
But you are there to enjoy something, and
Make it look like we're the only ones enjoying.
come again.
Y'all make it look like we're the only ones enjoying.
I mean, it's
It's transactional.
yeah. You're enjoying something. I'm enjoying something.
You see, it's
but in
like
hindsight,
you're saying, in hindsight, it's not fair, but then it's
No, not
transactional.
fair. Yeah.
But then in reality, how often do we put the transaction on the table for these
Rarely.
women who actually
Rarely.
engage in it?
For what you asked first, I don't. If the women are not complaining, the women in like the polygamous relationships, if they are not complaining, who are we?
You see,
But can I say something?
Sure.
But you know that I'm coming from the fact that I am Muslim, and it's done in my religion, and half. If I say half, it's an understatement. Majority of men that have married multiple wives did not even let the wives know that they're getting married to other women. And so some way, somehow, they mistakenly found themselves in that situation that they were not looking for. And they found themselves there. Now they are there. They have a problem with it. The whole family, the whole society is saying, no, you can't divorce him. Think about your kids. Don't leave him because of your kids. She stays back. She's in resentment with this person right now. But she's staying back because of her kids. And this man here, he's bringing the new wife. She's not knowing that this wife here is still in pain. And she's going through some kind of emotional stress. You expect her to be fine and okay because you...
quick question: what pain?
okay, so elaborate the pain so he gets where
Elaborate
you're
the
coming
pain.
from.
Personally, I've come from a point of personality. Me, I won't be fine when my husband tells me, babe, I'm going to see my other babe.
Okay, relax. So
And I know-
we are in different times. Back then, it was so hard to get a divorce. We are in different times.
That's what you think. Coming from where I'm coming from, even today, getting a divorce is one of the hardest things you can do, coming from your family
But
understanding.
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but half of the time, especially when there are kids involved, they tell you, think about your kids. But sometimes people do not understand that living is better for that child. And I'm talking from a point of trauma. I came from a polygamous home, and I say no to it because I would not want to put my kids in that situation where I would have to, or they would have to deal with a stepmom, because I do not know the type of man or a woman, my husband is going to bring into that home. If she's going to be calm, ajajami like my mom, or she's going to be ozoko like my stepmom. I do not know. And so half of the time to men who want, I want to take my children to the other woman's house. He's your husband, you're still in that marriage. You can't say no to that. And you do not know the treatment, because I know I'm not going to maltreat anybody's child, but I cannot say for the other woman. And for me not being able to vouch for the other woman, I would rather say no to that thing, just to keep my kids safe.
Okay.
And not give them the trauma that I have.
But
Because
you know, like, I understand you are coming from a point of trauma. Sorry about that. But it's like marriage in general. There are good marriages, there are bad marriages. You get me? So maybe on your end it didn't work, but for some people they are making
It's
it work.
working
I've
perfectly.
seen it work.
Yeah.
But have you seen the percentage of those that have worked? Let me talk about my home, my family. We have about 7 polygamous marriage. Just one is good. Just one.
So one out of
Out of the
My
7
house
in my
has
house.
one, and that one is good.
You're lucky. They are lucky.
Yeah,
I think it boils down to points of view or your orientation or what you
and the
actually
human being you are bringing.
Like from my side too, my mom's dad had.
And it's good.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's very
See,
good.
I think there's something.
Don't say it's very good because you don't know what happened behind closed doors.
Looking at the good, I just
You don't know whether they sleep with pillows in between them.
It doesn't
And
matter.
they come outside and they are lovey-dovey.
It doesn't matter. All the women, they are about 4, and none of them has like a single child. The minimum is 3. So it's okay. It's
Well,
okay
you know,
for them.
have you? I feel what is the meter
sorry.
with which you're judging that it is good? Because let's come to understand. We're talking about women who before were not too empowered enough to even stand for themselves. Even in this, I would say, over-empowered age where women, everywhere you pass, women empowerment, there's still women who are still stuck in timid holes. You know, if basically the orientation of somebody, cultural, religious, societal, because if they groom the person in a home where it's like, it's okay for the man is the head, the man is this, so if he marries you, he's doing you a favor. Once he can take your children, anything, that mentality that once he's providing, you are fine, so just shut up and sit in it and endure it. That mentality has actually driven a lot of women. They've stayed in marriages they personally didn't like. I know women like that, but for the sake of the future, the children. So they actually decide to stay in those marriages. Now you see such a one, it's like, oh, everything is okay. You know, when you accustom yourself to a certain kind of discomfort or pain, with time, it becomes okay for you.
I think what you need to say is when you lie to yourself so much, you actually believe your lie.
With time, it becomes you buy into it and you get used to it. So I just want you guys to look at it from that place, because you could say, oh, it's good, it's that they are not fighting, they are not at each other's throats, but probably in the bedroom they sleep probably on the same bed, but they barely chat. There's no emotional connection. The man provides, the woman has all the needs covered. But is it really what they wanted for the marriage to be? Do they have the friends they wanted in each other?
If
Is there love
polygamy is
there?
not working for you, you can always leave.
Now that I actually want, before you come, I actually wanted to hit on his point where he said it's not impossible. For such a woman who probably does not have so much financial backing to get a lawyer.
So you are there for a reason.
No, but let me make the
You
point.
are getting what you
No, that's
want.
what I'm saying.
And he's also
she
getting
doesn't
what
have
he
so
wants.
much financial power to get a lawyer, but she wants to walk out.
So walk out.
How does she walk out?
Walk out.
How?
Just walk out of the door.
And then is that it?
Yes.
What happens to the family?
You walked out,
And then what happens?
and that's it. That is just it.
No, I keep pushing because I want you
So,
to give us a lay down practical establishment. Because I don't just walk out of the door and then that's it. I don't walk into space.
So
I probably
in
have
the
to go to my
traditional-
mom's place. Is my mom not going to send me back to my husband's house?
So in a
9 out of 10
traditional
you
setting,
can always know
in a traditional setting,
where?
during
To where?
the engagement, drinks are accepted. You just send the drinks back. Or,
And then is that the
that's
end of the story?
symbolized.
That's
But
it.
what you
that's
guys
the
don't
start.
We are
get.
co-parents
No, see,
now.
you are forgetting
No,
that
what you guys don't understand.
all this is falling on the fact that a couple of guys fail to run their homes well, and that shouldn't affect the whole concept.
So there's
Again,
some it works for.
like I said earlier, marriages work for some people and it's bad for
It
some people.
doesn't, yeah.
You get me? It's the same thing. It depends on the guy. It depends on the ladies. Like if they are willing to actually compromise, because it's a marriage. You compromise, meet in the middle, and make sure this thing works. It'll work. But if one wife is selfish, man, just because one wife is gonna come in and mess up the whole stuff, she's selfish. She's whatever. You get me? It doesn't mean polygamy is terrible. I mean,
I don't think it's
I'm divided
coming from-
about this.
I don't think it's
You
coming
get
from
me?
a point of selfish, but a point of being protective of a peace and a space where you don't want it to be diluted for the offspring you're bringing. For me personally, that's what I would say for myself. Why I would say no.
You don't want the resources to be diluted.
Not resources being diluted, but
Are you guys?
that's just a
Peace
thing.
first.
I think
Peace
so.
first.
I think
She
so.
said peace
No.
first. She said peace. I think she's
Okay.
looking at the mental
If I'm
part of
going
it.
to say for myself, then for myself, I'm going to be more lean towards the selfish part because I don't want to share my man.
And that
That is just
and
being
that's
selfish.
fine.
But
That's
I'm
okay.
not saying no to it because of just me. I'm saying no to it because I've seen kids grow up from polygamous home and now they don't even want to get married. As at the age of 20 something, my dad knew I wasn't going to get married and he knew he was the cause of my problem.
And we have families where it's a single solo thing. The kids still come up and
don't want to get married.
Sorrows. Various. Okay, so we've looked at more like, I wouldn't say the negative aspect of it, but we've actually seen reasons why people wouldn't want to go into it. I want us to look at reasons for those who might want to, or those who are actually in it, because I mean, it's not all hell and doom. You have polygamous marriages and the people are actually happy. They peacefully coexist. And so I want us to look at some of the positives. Umi, come on. Everything just looked at me like, okay, she's
I didn't say nothing.
Okay. So I want us to look at some of the benefits, the positives, the benefits, or how the people who are currently in polygamous relationships are actually making it work. You know, let's not all, I mean, someone may be okay with it. So we're not here to tell you that, hey, you're leading straight to hell if you enter. No, you might find an amazing man.
It's not a wrong thing to do. Mm-hmm. It's not wrong. And from a religious background, polygamy was brought because the women needed men to take care of them. Basically, for my religion, that's why polygamy was actually instilled. And it was also instilled because in Arabia, men were marrying more than 15 and concubines, and they needed to trickle down the number. So that's why. And I feel like polygamy, I'm not saying I'm not going to do it because it's bad.
Not to cut you, but concubines, isn't that like...
Side chicks.
Yeah, but it was cut down for them so that they don't do that and then get married to 4. Do they practice it and still not have concubines? I do not know. I can't speak to it. But that was why the verse for you to have 4 wives maximum is put in place. And that 4 wife maximum was done with a clause. I'm not here to discuss that. But the clause that was given clearly shows that no man can actually do polygamy.
Okay.
The way God wants it to be done. But me personally, if I would go into polygamy, I'm going in there or I'm going to accept my husband to bring another woman because, you see, sometimes we tell ourselves this thing that I wouldn't do it until you get there. Yeah, and you realize that I kind of love this man so much that it's been so good.
Make him happy.
Exactly.
It's been so good, and this is just the one bad. Can I take it? Because I'm a firm believer of giving people second chances. So if it's so good and this is just the first fuck up, can I take it? And it's not just a fuck up. He came up to me and said, babe, I saw this girl. I don't want to go behind you. I want to marry her, but I need your blessing. I'm going to be mad for a few, but later on, if I think about it very well, and maybe it comes from the fact maybe I do not have kids for him yet, and he is an African man that wants kids from his genes, then I would accept it. And this is a man that has not disrespected me, has not cheated, has not lied to me, has not treated me badly. Why would I leave a good thing? Why would I leave the 80% and go and look for 20%?
Okay, so you've actually shown us that if he's a good man and if he's actually... You've given us a good reason why you...
You just said...
See, you know, in fact, at this time, I'm just taking the key out of your car because I don't know where to park your car right now. Okay, so tell us, I mean, some of the good things, the positive, the benefits.
Different
spice of life.
So I come from the thought that if it works for you, sure, go for what works for you. So far as you're not killing anybody or breaking any laws, fine. If it's within your religious
and financial means.
Yeah, and your financial means, yeah, sure. And now I think there are more ladies than men. You know.
Are you bringing the statistical thing up?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
They're also lesbian.
So whatever works for them. Once it's within their rights, to do. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Me,
yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Now you. This is what I think. Right. I feel like for the women out there, wouldn't you be rather okay if you know that there is this lady? There's just this one lady.
Is he always just one?
Let's forget it. Or there are this.
I'm taking the key out of your heart.
Aside, there are 3 wives. So if your husband is not here, if your husband is not with Amma, he's with Abna. If he's not with Abna, he's with Ya, or he's with so and so. So you can call the person and say, if my husband is coming home,
it's better you are
to buy bread for us.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Because I'm sure there are lots of ladies out there who want to know who their husbands are having intimate.
Okay, so know it and then have peace for yourself.
Yes.
Okay, this is all time will allow us. I mean, the conversation is getting interesting, things are getting heated, and there definitely has to be a part 2 of this. But for those of you out there, if you want to go into a polygamous marriage, do your research well. Know what you're getting yourself into. Make sure you're mentally, physically, prepare yourself, financially. Solidify yourself before you go. And if you're not for it, don't go fighting somebody who is interested for it. I mean, I'll just say that do what works for you. Thank you so much for making time, joining us right here on the Relationship Podcast. We'll bring you something more interesting, same time next week.